welcome to A Revolutionary Minute. This series from Quincy Historical Society, Quincy 400, and QATV seeks to honor the events of the American Revolution, both significant and obscure, in Quincy, Massachusetts, and beyond. Joseph Palmer of the Germantown section of Braintree, now Quincy, Massachusetts, is among the least remembered of Massachusetts' leaders in the American Revolution. In part, that's because his life seems framed by disappointments. Years earlier, he invested in the unsuccessful Germantown Glass Works venture. As a general, he commanded troops in the failed effort to push the British out of Newport, Rhode Island. And later, he sacrificed his personal fortune to help Braintree meet its quota of soldiers for the Continental Army. But in the lead up to and the early years of the Revolution, he succeeded in positions of considerable responsibility in the Patriot movement. During that time, he achieved the distinction for which he is most frequently mentioned in history books. He was the first person to send news of the battle at Lexington to the other American colonies. Palmer's skills were as a manager and moderator. He was, in the words of one historian, very popular and influential. Often moderator of the Braintree Town meeting, he also moderated the September 1774 Suffolk County Convention that produced the defiant Suffolk Resolves. Elected that October to the Massachusetts Provincial Congress, which was acting as the colony's de facto government, he was named to the Congress's Committee of Safety, charged with watching for British military activity and summoning appropriate response. A network of observers and message relayers around the colony formed an early warning system and made it possible for the committee to meet its purpose. By early spring 1775, a move by British General Thomas Gage against both the Provincial Congress and the Patriots' store of arms in Concord became increasingly likely. By mid-April, it appeared imminent. On April 15th, Congress adjourned for a month, but the Committee of Safety remained on duty, based in Cambridge. Paul Revere made the rounds, checking on the early warning system. Palmer was staying with his son and daughter-in-law in Watertown. On the night of the 18th, all three were awakened by a drumbeat and an express messenger announcing movement of British troops. According to his daughter-in-law, Palmer and his son had horses ready and pistols loaded in anticipation. They were off immediately, she recalled, and I heard no more of them till the next night. From this point, history and legend mix. Exactly what Palmer did and where he went appear to be lost to time. But by mid-morning, he was in Watertown and had sufficient information to compose a message that became known as the Lexington Alarm. He wrote, April 19th, 1775, Wednesday morning near 10 o'clock, to all friends of American liberty, be it known that this morning, before break of day, a brigade consisting of about 1,000 or 1,200 men landed at Phipps Farm at Cambridge and marched to Lexington, where they found a company of our militia in arms, upon whom they fired without any provocation and killed 6 men and wounded 4 others. By an express from Boston, we find another brigade are now upon their march from Boston, supposed to be about 1,000. The bearer, Isaac Bissell, is charged to alarm the country quite to Connecticut, and all persons are desired to furnish him with fresh horses as they may be needed. I have spoken with several who have seen the dead and wounded. Signed, J. Palmer, one of the Committee of Safety. Palmer was relying both on the Massachusetts Communication Network and the intercolonial network that had been nurtured over several years. He dispatched post rider Isaac Bissell, who reached Worcester that afternoon. As was customary, at each stop, the recipient signed, time-dated, and copied the message and added any updates. At Worcester, a second rider took a copy southward into eastern Connecticut, while Bissell continued west. This second rider brought the message to Norwich and New London, where yet another rider carried it on to Saybrook, Guilford, and New Haven. Bissell proceeded to Springfield, then down to Connecticut. He reached Hartford on the 20th. From New Haven and Hartford, new riders carried the message onward. It reached New York City on the 23rd. From there, it moved by boat to Elizabeth, New Jersey, and then southward. It reached Philadelphia on the 24th. Even as rumors began to float in, Palmer's message, with its sense of immediacy and authenticity, helped convince people of the reality of events. Most important, at this very early point, Palmer established the narrative that became dominant and fueled the revolution. A large, invasive force moves before break of day and murders without provocation men who only seek to defend their homes and their rights, an event that must alarm the country and all friends of American liberty. Thank you for watching, and please join us for the next Revolutionary Minute.